Hello everybody and welcome back to your daily tarot reading for Sunday, September 27th, 2020. Let's get these cards shuffled up and let's see what the tail end of our weekend is looking like for everyone. For some of you guys, this is your last day off before going back to work. For me, this is my first day going back to work for my next 5 days. So let's see what these cards and the energy for today is going to be all about, shall we? Let's get these cards down. Here's our first, our second, and finally now our last pile. And today, let's see. Definitely kind of feeling this first pile here. So let's see what we have for a card, shall we? And we have the World, Major Arcana card. Let's talk a bit about this card and what it means to us, what it means for our day, and what it means for the beginning of our week, right? So when we first start off and we think about it, the world itself has some key words that we can attach to it as we go through our day. Success comes to mind. Along with that, achievement, travel even comes to mind, believe it or not. Accomplishment, fulfillment, a sense of well-being comes to mind, and wholeness. When we look at the World, this is the last Major Arcana card before we start getting into the Minor Arcana. So this sort of represents the conclusion of one aspect and yet the beginning of another aspect. So as we said before, everything works in cycles. So this is the natural conclusion of one process where you've been successful, where you've made your achievements, and where you feel accomplished. And that's great. And now it's time to move forward to our next set of goals and tasks and responsibilities. When we look at the world, some of the things that we do want to continually think about is having that, as we said a little bit earlier, having that sense of well-being, having that freedom of self, doing exactly what it is you feel you need to do, and doing it for your own vibe, for your own goals, and for your own self-well-being. It's important that we do that. It's important to be there for others, but most importantly, we have to be there for ourselves when it really comes down to the brass tacks. Some things you do want to keep in mind from the shadow standpoint is be cautious not to resist your true nature. Don't go against the grain. Go with the flow. If you're really trying to not do something, look at it and understand why you don't want to do it. Is it because it's part of your nature not to want to do it? Or are you going against your nature to not do what it is being asked of you? And be cautious about reacting instead of just being. Sometimes it's better just to sit back and be than it is to react and respond to situations. And sometimes that's the better strategy, right? So be cautious and be thoughtful of that as you get into your day in the beginning of your work week. There may be some situations that occur and you may want to stop yourself from reacting and just sort of let things be and see how they will pan out. Be cautious not to hide from your true self. It's most important that A, we have a relationship with ourselves, B, that is a very healthy relationship, and C, that we continuously work within ourselves, getting to know who we are, getting to know our likes, our dislikes, what we're willing to accept, what we're willing to not accept, that sort of thing. And so try and understand that sometimes going into ourselves can be uncomfortable, but it's important that we do it. So even if it's uncomfortable, don't hide from it. Just get in there, do the work. It will actually help you long-term down the road. And be cautious not to project false assumptions. It's one thing to look at a book and judge it by its cover, but it's another thing to also project what you think that cover means versus just letting things lie and let things play out to see how things unfold. So some things to consider and think about. this is all about completion, it's all about accomplishment, and now it's all about resetting and beginning to move forward again. Also, you want to be aware of that false sense of security. We have to understand that we have never in our whole lives will we ever have total completion. So those certain things are complete right now, and it's a good time to really look at that and really relish in the accomplishments. It's also important to not get that false sense of security and not plan forward for the next set of goals, the next set of potentials coming your way. Because as I said a little bit earlier, although some things are complete right now, in our life, completion is never fully achieved. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. Until then, be safe, be well, and be blessed.